Welcome to the overview of the peer-to-peer course from Murray Wellbeing Hub. Murray Wellbeing Hub is an organisation that hosts a social movement, and we, as a collective of peers or champions, work together to harness the power of our own life experiences to make healthier lives and a stigma-free Murray. We empower people to use what works for them to help their own well-being. We increase access to well-being tools, and we train people to have the skills to deliver those in their communities. We're talking here about the course Peer-to-Peer. I'm going to give an overview of that course. The most important thing to bear in mind around this course is that this course is free and flexible and is available on the Scottish Recovery Network website. And Scottish Recovery Network helped to develop the peer-to-peer course with other EU partners a couple of years ago. The aim really was to train people in mental health challenges to support other people in their recovery. And you can see there the three key founding principles of peer support relationships: mutuality, intentionality, and authenticity. Now, Murray Wellbeing Hub, we've taken peer-to-peer and we've built on that to widen the original resources to meet our needs for us in Murray. We've looked at how we can increase the amount of destinations participants can have, not just informal peer-to-peer works, such as peer supporters in mental health organisations. And we've worked to diversify the peer experiences, so be that around experiences on trauma, experiences to do with long-term conditions. And really what we're interested in is making sure that people feel peers of humanity. We ground these participants in our social movement, and we also use this peer-to-peer course as a quality assurance in our own peer approaches. So first of all, it's important to understand what peer support is, and it's something that can be used by anyone with any kind of life experience. So it occurs when people provide that knowledge of our experience and emotional, social, or practical help to each other. I mean, this could be anything from a gardener helping a fellow gardener, or somebody who's a parent helping a fellow parent. Someone's had experience of going through using a particular aid to help someone else who's using it, anything like that. And it's distinct from other forms of social support because it's always centred around a peer, somebody who is similar in fundamental ways on the recipient of the support, and also that they have a relationship that's equal. It's an effective peer support relationship, of course, that's mutual, authentic, and intentional. So what is peer support? It's important to remember that as we are peers, we're all peers as humans of mental health experiences, well-being, and life challenges, then therefore we can all offer peer support. So self-awareness of the fact that we have that fluctuating health and that we can all experience distress at any time, we can use that to help ourselves as a very powerful tool for ourselves and others. So we're just going to cover some of the key features of the course that we run at Murray Wellbeing Hub. First of all, just to tell you about journaling moments. People who participate on our courses, we ask them to have a pen and notepad handy, and we take moments to encourage them to journal, just to note down their thoughts. Now, writing might not be their thing. They can doodle, it doesn't matter how it's spelled, doesn't matter anything like that. It's for themselves. It's to allow yourself to have a space outside of your head to just note your thoughts and see what comes up. This is one of the key things that we help people to do as a tool, but there's other tools that we help people to learn about and use going forward from the course very practically. And that's why, as you can see, number 2, we create a peer support toolbox with things that you can use practically out and about. Third, I'm just going to take you through some of the previous experiences, a bit of background to the peer-to-peer course and how we've developed it at Murray Wellbeing Hub. We've run pilots over the last few years, and the aim really was to develop the tool for a wider community and to see what we could adapt for paperwork and the format and the materials to make sure they suited our team and the way that we work better. So as you can see, we've run a bunch of different approaches. We've done them over 13 weeks. A few years ago, we did a practitioner's pilot where we did evening sessions and self-study. We did a weekend intensive, and we've also now split it into 2 courses, the Essentials course and the Next Steps course. So that allows people to do half of the course at maybe one point in the year, and a few months later, if they choose to, then pick up the Next Steps, hopefully being something that's much more accessible in terms of resources and time. A quote here from a past participant: "Personal change happens through a journey of discovery. This course has been an empowering journey, finding out more about myself, more about life, and stepping out of my comfort zone." With regards to the peer-to-peer training, I now have the confidence and assertiveness to share my recovery stories and realise that others have the same issues. So it's important that you can see there that the course helps you for your own well-being as well as preparing to work and support others effectively. Here's some of the objectives for the Peer-to-Peer Murray Wellbeing Hub course. What we hope is that people will come out from this course, no matter their background, their area of specialty, and are better able to work with recovery and well-being for those that they support in whatever way. That could be informally, it could be formally, it could be in a paid role, it could be in an unpaid role. What we're also looking for is their ability to deliver peer-facilitated experiences to the core competencies for our quality assurance. This means that people who are within our team, in fact anyone that you meet who has a formalised role for Murray Wellbeing Hub, has passed peer-to-peer. They've taken some time to do this course to make sure that they understand the principles and have proved that they have a good ability to deliver that. We also are interested in supporting existing and developing new projects here in Murray and to challenge stigma and influence change. So we empower people to do that so they can take forward these ideas and make Murray more mentally wealthy, as we like to say. So the Essentials Learning Outcomes. It's important to understand that this course is just the foundation of the peer-to-peer course. There is a second part, the Next Steps, and then on top of that we also do a recovery sharing session. What we hope is that people, when they come out of this Essentials course, have a better understanding of what we do at the Hub, our values and the champion role. They're able to challenge stigma, both internally for themselves and externally, self-stigma and external stigma. That they feel more connected, hopeful, able to self-manage their challenges and accept support. That they understand the development of recovery approaches in mental health. They can explain peer support and how that helps in recovery. They can demonstrate the development of relationships based on peer support values, apply strength-based approaches, and they can demonstrate awareness of how to practice safely and effectively in a peer role. So as I say, Peer-to-Peer Essentials, as we call it, is one of the 3 key parts that we've broken peer-to-peer, the full course, down into. You do the Peer-to-Peer Essentials course over 2 hours, 3 sessions online. You can also do it in a full day, and then you do an assessment on top of that, an assignment, some written questions that basically just show you understood what you were doing in your course. People have to attend this as an open peer of life challenges. It doesn't mean you turn up and tell everybody all the things that's happened to you, but it does mean that you're attending on a par. You are a peer, just like everybody else in the room, and that includes the facilitators. If you have a professional or support role, we expect you to put that to the side, just leaving the lanyards at home and coming as yourself, joining as equal humans of life experience. A quick word now on the assessment or the quality assurance that we have as part of this course. You don't have to do the assessment to come along to the Peer-to-Peer Essentials course, but if you want to go on to the Peer-to-Peer Next Steps course, you have to have completed the written assessment for the first part. There are written assignments, there's self-study, and there's pre-course preparation that we ask everyone to do. We hope that you'll enjoy each of these sections, and we make sure that we are there to help anyone if they have any learning challenges or learning preferences that they need us to give them a hand with. The idea is that we are there to build this muscle of reflective practice, which is really a great tool for well-being, and is a core part of champion delivery for those of us that go on to deliver through Murray Wellbeing Hub. If you go on to do that, you can get a certificate. There's two kinds. You get an attendance certificate, so if you've come along to all the sessions, and you can also have a pass, which means that when you finish the whole of the course, which is the essentials, the next steps, and the story sharing, once you've handed in an assignment that sort of marks all of the learning needs that we need, you then get a peer-to-peer pass. You can turn that into a recognised qualification, something called an Adult Achievement Award with Lead Scotland. And of course, if you do that, then you can come and you can do paid or unpaid work with Murray Wellbeing Hub. Okay, a couple of quick finishing things to talk about. The Wellness College Slack student space. Slack is here. It's an app. It's an app that you can download for your mobile phone or for your computer. It's free, and we set it up in such a way that you have a safe space, a space that only people we invite, people who come on the course and the facilitators, can talk to each other during the course. You type in the box at the bottom and you put in people's names, and it's a great way. It's a great way when you don't have opportunities to meet people in person, to have a little chat, to share thoughts, to hand in assignments, anything like that. For those of you that might be on our other Slack board, which is our Champion Slack, don't get confused because we do have two. This is the Wellness College Slack. So when you sign up to the course, you will be invited to this, and if you choose to, you can come on it. A quick mention now for what is a champion. Champions are people who have joined the social movement that we host at Murray Wellbeing Hub. They are people who join actively. You can't sign someone else up. They have an understanding that they are a peer of life challenges, and they are active. They want something to be different in Murray. And most people who go on to do peer-to-peer decide to sign up in Murray as a champion because it's a way of carrying on their studies and doing things actively with what they've learned. So, quick mention of the pre and post questionnaires. This is very important because mostly for you as somebody who's coming on the course, it's great to know what change it's made to have invested all this time that you've had on a course. So we ask you to fill this form in, and you have a copy of this in your workbook. So this comes as a link. You fill it in. It's very important you use the same code name, not your real name, for GDPR reasons, for data protection. But you use the same code name and you write all of the same answers in your workbook, which means that when you come to the end of the course, you do the same again and you can compare and you can see if there's been change. But we also get to record it at the hub, which really helps us with our funders. It helps us to understand if we're working effectively and helps us know the change that we're making in Murray. Finally, a little note on materials. People who come on these virtual peer-to-peer courses that we've been running gain a participant workbook. We send that out in the post, and it can be quite a hefty bit of paperwork because it has all the reading in there, it has all of the activities that we do online together so that you can write in it as you go, and it's yours to keep. And what it is inside there is most of the stuff that you get with the original SRN developed materials, but we have set them in a certain way so that they go easily alongside all the activities that we run online in the sessions so that you don't get lost. If you don't receive your workbook before the course starts, do let us know. And at any time you have any concerns or worries, get in touch with us. We are here to help you. Remember, everybody at Murray Wellbeing Hub has done peer-to-peer as a part of their role. So if you have any concerns, speak to them. They're a peer. Don't feel alone, and I hope you really enjoy the peer-to-peer course. Thanks.